David Alpert of Mastery Consulting, High Accountability Partners. Okay, in 1977, chemist Ilya Prigogine won the Nobel Prize for proving the theory of dissipative structures. What on earth does that have to do with your business or my business? Well, we'll get to that in just a moment. Okay, so what did he prove? He proved that organisms, cellular organisms, under heavy heat and heavy pressure have a tendency to vibrate, pulse, and expand. The more heat, the more pressure, the more vibrating, the more pulsing the expansion. And what happens with enough pressure and heat? That organism pops and reforms as a new molecular structure or organism that, generally speaking, has greater resistance to disease, bacteria, viral infection, etc. In other words, they pop and they reform as better, stronger molecular structures. Again, what on earth does this have to do with your business or mine? Because people, when we are under heavy heat and pressure, we have a tendency to pop and grow. I want to challenge you with this here. Think about the worst experience you ever had in your life. Okay? I would argue and wager that one of the greatest periods of growth in your life occurred immediately following that experience, immediately following the trial. For me, my mom passed away in 2008, and we were very close, and her passing was a big deal, and it was very heavy. Up to that point, probably the biggest incident in my life. And you know what's interesting? My marriage improved dramatically in the 12 to 24 months thereafter. And it wasn't necessarily, I don't mean to have that sound awful, but I mean just the fact that I had to rely on Martha. Martha and I, it's amazing, but one of the greatest trials and stress periods of life turned into something really quite beautiful. And the same is true in business, by the way. Okay, listen, how do we apply this to our businesses now? When you're under heavy heat and pressure, that means you're flooding the funnel. You are successfully winning level one of the computer game of business, if you will, right? The problem you have and I have is we like to take our foot off the gas pedal. We can't stand the heat. We don't want to deal with it. What we're supposed to do is the exact opposite. We're supposed to identify the heat and pressure and apply more heat and pressure. Apply more, apply more, apply more, so we pop and reform as a new, better business person. Look, the reality is when we're flooding the funnel, we're going to have to embrace the chaos. Embracing the chaos means we're going to deal with leads that are slipping through the cracks, follow-up that's not being done properly, customer service that's not the same A+ it always was when we only had a couple of clients. Now we got to deal with these imperfections. This is the heat. This is the pressure. And now we're getting help in the form of leverage through the efforts of other people, the hiring and firing process, which is a little bit bloody and imperfect, right? Also through technology. Technology can help us to relieve some of the workload as well. But that process is a process of heavy pressure and heavy heat. You need to apply more to it in order to reform. And then what happens is your level of production becomes the new normal, and you can build from there. But it takes time to go through that, that period of time. My question for you today is understanding Ilya Prigogine's theory of dissipative structures. In what area of your business will you go ahead now and allow yourself to apply more pressure and more heat so you can pop and break through that plateau of so long?